Hey everyone, my name is Danilo Petrovic.
I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Denis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I'm Peter Torebko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hey, welcome back, tennis fans. We are going ATP Belgrade, but this is numero dos. After obviously Matteo Berrettini, he won the first one against Aslan Karatsev, and that was the first ever Belgrade Open. So there's not many to go through when we look at the past winners, JG.
Yeah, so there's never been a Belgrade 1 or 2. Is that correct?
There's been a Belgrade 1. It was just the last one. That was it.
Yeah, but prior to this year, there was none in the past.
Was,
so we had this one. The cool one in the chat saying it's Djokovic's birthday. We're going to be covering Belgrade. Novak, the main man himself, is the number 1 seed. Nice. We'll be going through the draw. But to be fair, I don't know why we're just doing one on this podcast, but that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing 2 others later on. We've got Parma, and then we've got a women's one in Strasbourg as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we've got the women's one too. So we'll be doing them 2 combined, and we'll just do the Belgrade one on its own self. I feel like we need to do that for Djokovic, considering it's his birthday.
Yeah, why not, mate? A few good players in this draw. Bit sad there's a few players missing from the draw as well, but hopefully it's going to be an entertaining affair, and hopefully we get to see some good tennis. So we've seen today, obviously, Casper Ruud. He won against Denis Shapovalov, who didn't really play his best tennis, shall we say. But Casper Ruud, credit to him. Second ATP Tour title, and probably more to come from that guy. No
Karatsev today in the Belgrade one, so we're not going to be able to cover him at all, which is disappointing. But I think he's got bigger fish to fry right now. Saving himself for the big one in France. But there is some qualifiers. We don't know where they're going to be put into the draw yet, so they're going to be playing tomorrow. And the main draw sort of kicks off straight after the qualifiers. I think even just a little bit before as well. So some of the players you've got Sanger in there playing Shardy. Or is this the main? Sorry, is this the qualifiers or the main thing? I'm just getting confused. Let me check.
What for? I think that's probably qualifier, mate, that you're looking at there.
No, this is the actual main draw. My bad.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So there should be qualifiers, though, right? Unless we know who the qualifiers are. I don't have them to hand, unfortunately.
Mate, I haven't.
Here we go. Sorry, qualifiers is just a bit below. So you've got Caballas Buena versus Vic Kopriva, Andrej Martin, Morang, Gomez Herrera, Molcan. Chris O'Connell's back.
Yeah, mate,
I've not seen him. I think this is his first match on the clay court swing this year, playing a tough one against Lucas Klein. I think Klein might even be a favourite there, but Chris can turn it around. He's such a good player. Good on all surfaces as well. So let's see what he can offer on the clay. So yeah, should we just get into the draw?
I think we should, mate. There's not much to talk about in regards to past winners. We already did it. One person. So we can go just straight into the draw. Make sure, everybody, you get this done by, I believe it's tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. That's when it all closes.
Yep.
So that's why we got to do it. We haven't done a Sunday one, it feels, for a long time.
Yeah, they're always like a day early now. It's a shame because we don't know where the qualifiers come. But I will stick the link to join our league in the live chat, so you can join that. It's completely free. We do give away prizes. Unfortunately, there's no prizes on offer for these, just bragging rights. We'll give you a mention in the Discord and on the podcast if you are to win. The link, there you go. It's in the live chat. So join that. Put your email address in. It's completely free. We will be doing prizes for, obviously, the Grand Slam coming up, Roland Garros, for both the men's and women's. So this is some good practice. Just get yourself used to it. A nice little warm-up event. No Federer, I know, was joking around saying he might go to Belgrade just to get a bit of fitness on the clay. That he's heading straight to Roland Garros after that disappointing run in Geneva.
Yeah, it was disappointing, but can't really blame him. May as well try your luck when a few of the other players might not be able to handle the pressure, whereas he's been there many times before. He might be able to just get through it on, well, just braveness alone and just that mentality that he has, I think. Might be able to get through a couple of rounds.
Well, let's get going. So I've got the draw up here. You've got Novak Djokovic right at the top, number 1 seed. And the second seed is actually Gal Monfils.
Yeah.
We've seen him back in action. He's not been that impressive. Did he win a match and lose one?
Yeah, he lost to Nishioka. But well, he still won one match though. That was the main thing. It got us hyped up a little bit. It's getting to see more of what Gael Monfils used to be like, which is we haven't seen it for a while on the courts. I'm just hoping that when he turns up in Roland Garros, we're going to start seeing even better Gael Monfils, and he can give hopefully a crowd a run for their money and just give them something to cheer about there in France, because there hasn't been much to cheer about over the past few months.
Yeah, exactly. Monfils, though, looking at the draw, he's got a bye from the first round, and well, we'll get into it. I don't know why I'm jumping to the bottom. Let's start from the top.
You're already a spoiler alert, JG.
It's because I've just filled this top section in as well while I was talking. That's probably why.
Why?
Don't know. I got too excited.
All right, fair enough. So we got Djokovic is heading the draw. He will face either a qualifier or Igor Gerasimov. This is tough for me. I'm not really sure if Gerasimov's going to do it or not, but there are some dodgy ones who could come through the qualifying. I'm going to go Gerasimov. If it's one of the Klein or O'Connell, I'd pick probably one of them.
Yeah, me too. I don't think it really matters because I don't see anyone then beating Djokovic. So for me, it's a bit of a pick 'em. It's only one round. So I'll go for Gerasimov. I'll have Djokovic beating Gerasimov. Down here, I'll be honest, I've never heard of Goran Tozic. I don't know if anyone knows in their live chat much about him. Whether he's a young guy or not, looks like he's just got a wild card into the event because he's Serbian, pretty much. So I'm going to give Pablo Andahar the win there. And then below, Pablo Cuevas, Kecmanovic. That's a tough one. Probably two of the better players in the draw. It's tough that they've faced each other first round.
Sorry, just to go back, I'm not sure if that is the actual matchup now, because I see here on Tennis 24 that it's actually changed. It's not Tosic, it's a guy called Topo. Instead, Marco Topo, number 1,513 in the world. I'm guessing he's not that. I don't know how old he is.
Does it change your decision, or are you still going Andahar?
But it's not Andahar either. It's Federico Correa. So no, mate, it's all swapped around. I'm going to go. This will be Correa. It says Andahar. I'm going with that. Andahar is Correa, remember.
It makes I think Andahar's on a bit of a high after beating Federer. For me, he's already set for Roland Garros now. He's done his warm-up, beat Federer, had a good little run there, played quite well. So let's see what happens for him. We've got Vance in the chat saying Tosic just Tomic in disguise.
Maybe. Well, it's actually...
Tosic probably beats Tomic on a bad day, to be fair.
Well, it's actually Topo in disguise, whoever that is. I'll have to do a little bit more research into this 1,500 in the world guy. Can't see him going too far.
As Jordan says, Djokovic open number 2. No Karatsev this time. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Well, mate, this Topo guy took Giannessi to 3 sets, so maybe not that bad. So
go for him then.
Well, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Well, next up, Pablo Cuevas, Miomir Kecmanovic. I'm actually going to go to Pablo Cuevas.
Not for me. Not for me. I'm surprised you've done that as well. I'm definitely going Kecmanovic. I'm quite confident he beats him as well. It's the Serbian vibe. I think Cuevas has played well recently. I don't know how well. He looks really good, to be fair.
Yeah, I thought he's been pretty good, to be honest. Yeah. I'm going to go based
on... It is a tight one, but I'm going to go Kecmanovic.
Yeah, the Serbian fans probably get behind him if there are any there. Home court advantage, you shouldn't really go against it. God, this is tough because now if I put him through there, this is Correa. I'm going to go Correa, actually. So I'm going to have Djokovic, Correa, and have Djokovic heading up that section, obviously.
Okay, nice one.
Moving on down, we've got, the Georgian, Nicolas Basilashvili has a bye through the first round. He's going to be up against Laszlo Djere or a qualifier. I think we're both going to pick Laszlo Djere there.
Yeah, Djere's quality. He really is. I forget who he beat in the last tournament, but he was a good player. I don't know if you have that information today, but he's been looking quite good. He's had a good season. I think he got to a final or something recently as well. Been impressive me. I think he's good on the clay courts as well. The home court as well. Everything's sort of stacked in his favour. Fanini, yeah, that's right. So I'm going to go Laszlo Djere.
He beat Basilashvili recently, 6-2, 6-love as well. So maybe that's something to keep in mind for the next round. We've got Tennis Sangren, Jeremy Chardy. I'm going to go Jeremy Chardy. We all love a bit of Jeremy Chardy. So does Roger Federer.
That's easy for me.
This one's not so easy. I'm going to go the home court advantage, though. Go Lajovic against Berankis.
Yeah, me too, mate. I'm going to go Lajovic as well.
You're going
So
all the Serbs.
yeah, I'm going big on the Serb. In fact, this could be quite crazy. I could have 4 Serbs heading into this 3rd round. Maybe
Wow.
not. I'm going to go Zher to beat Bashashvili. So far, I've got Djokovic, Kecmanovic, and
It will,
Cher going through. And this one, can I put another one through? I don't think so. I think 4th time it's not going to happen, and I will have Jeremy Shardy beating Lajovic.
What? So why are we always so harsh on Lajovic? That's what I don't understand. We're always so kind.
It's because he's not had a good year.
I don't know. Jeremy Chardy's up and down though for me, and Jeremy, I don't know. He lost.
As Jordan says, I agree with this though. Lajovic over Brankis, he desperately needs a win, and Lajovic could have a little run this time. I know we've been a bit harsh on him, and he's not had a great year, but he needs a win. If you know what I mean.
I'm going to go all Serbs. I'm going to do it.
A few people in the chat agree. You got Vance saying Lajovic over Shardy, but he's also got Basil over Zher.
Well, I don't think you can read too much into their last match. I mean, 6-2-6 love was a bit of a whitewash by Zher over Bashashvili, but Bashashvili looks good. On his day, he can suddenly turn up. So, but it is in Serbia and it is Zher. So, well, Zher Lajovic. I'm actually going to go Zher to head up this little bracket here.
I've got Zher Shardy. I'm going to go Shardy.
Ooh.
Jeremy Shardy, Novak Djokovic. It's been a good matchup in the past. Yeah, I do like my Shardy. Big fan of him.
Chardonnay.
So that's my top, what's it, quarterfinal? No, semi-final. So my top semi-final will be Djokovic, Shardy.
Yeah, so next up we've got Krajinovic versus a guy I'm not familiar with, the wild card. Ivan.
You do know him. You know him, mate. It's Milijevic. It's not actually Milijevic. It's the Medjevic.
Medjelovic.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Medjevic.
Right.
He's actually a good player.
17, this guy's playing. Yeah. Hamad Medjelovic.
Yeah, I'm going to try and bring up some of his results because I've seen him in the past. Let's see if there's some impressive ones. He's beat Galon Riveras in Belgrade before in straight sets. Oscarotti as well.
Wow.
There's some really good players. I've known him for a bit. That's why I'm surprised you didn't, he wasn't someone who sort of sprung to mind instantly.
Maybe the name. I couldn't pronounce it, so that was probably why.
He's only young. He's beat, Harold Mayot as well.
Yep.
Good player. In France, he beat him too. I think that was French Open qualifying.
Well, that's really impressive. Hidalgo is beaten as well.
Blaz Rolo is beating straight sets. That's the match. That's the one I was watching, mate. I'll be honest. Okay. It was in COVID times, and I was watching this unknown guy play against Blaz Rolo, and he was absolutely incredible that day. I'll be honest. I had a bet on Blaz Rolo. He was like 1.1 or something. There was no odds on it, and he lost in straight sets. This Medjanovic, and ever since, when you have a bet against someone and the other guy comes through, he sort of always, there's something about him, then he's always in your mind, and I can never take him out. So when I see his name, I'll instantly always put respect on him ever since.
That's good. That's how you find gems sometimes, though. When they have an upset against one of these real big favourites, then you suddenly, and you bet against them, then sticks in your mind, mate, for a good reason. So maybe
just one thing, mate. We do have some big news. I think Millennium saying Zher's withdrew, so it's quite important to know that if that is the case, because you may want to change your selections around.
For sure, definitely. That's very.
Cheers for that, mate. Though I appreciate that. It's always good for people letting us know when players withdraw. Let me just make sure of that. I'm not sure if it's true though, because he's still in the draw for me. So I'm not sure how accurate that is of information.
I haven't got any lists of players. Our withdrawals, it says here, other entrants withdraw. I can't see any sign of the withdrawal here on.
No, it doesn't look like. I've not seen that, to be fair. So I'll be honest. We appreciate him, Millennium, but for right now, we're going to have to assume that he's in because we don't know otherwise.
Yeah, I know. I can't tell.
Because we've seen this before and then they've played. So moving down second part, Krajinovic or this guy I've been bigging up, the young guy. I don't think I can do it still because it's Krajinovic, but I can see it going 3 sets or something mad. The guy is capable of doing something, and Krajinovic, he can be beaten. There's no doubt about it. He's not unbeatable, the guy.
No, definitely not. This other guy, well, another Serbian in there, Peja Kristan. and he's a very good player from the Challenger Tour. Hasn't been great in recent times, but I remember a year or two ago he was really, really good, really tough
Yeah,
player
good
to play.
challenger player. I
But
think that's where his maximum is though. Like any ATP event, I don't fancy him to do very well at. He's all right at the challengers, but beyond that, it's not for me. To be honest,
not and recent
Su
form.
Woo Kwon's a lot better.
Yeah, I mean his recent form's been terrible. I'm not gonna lie. He's won one of his last 7, I think. So no, not for me. Verdasco Puy, that's a tough one for me. I'm gonna go.
Oh, it rhymed.
Yeah, Verdasco Puy, tough one for me. I'm gonna go Puy actually. Verdasco, I'm not sure. Maybe he's a little bit
I think
old.
for Dasco, this is like his final hurrah. And if I'm honest, he should probably do what Robredo's been doing and just dropping down completely and play some challenger tennis, because I don't see Verdasco ever challenging at the top ever again. I hate to say it, he's been an icon, clay court specialist. I've loved watching him play. I love the tan. I'm very jealous of it as well. But being realistic, what is he doing in these major events still? I don't see him really getting past first, second rounds ever. You're going to know he's going to get to the semi-final now, this event. Now I've said that.
Yeah,
But
probably.
saying all of that, I'm going to go Lucas Puel as well.
He wins it probably. Verdasco now.
I would love it, but I just don't.
He's
I don't see it.
lost his last 4. Well, I can't, mate. He's got so much red on his record right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of Verdasco love in the chat. Vance and Jordan both back him.
Used to love Verdasco, mate. Back in the day, he was up there with Nadal. I mean, I used to remember some epic matches that they used to play, but not to be anymore, unfortunately. 37 and hasn't aged in the same way.
I like he was quite good at Wimbledon one time. We was watching him as well.
Definitely, mate. Very, very good. But never mind. Prove us wrong, Fernando. I'm going to have Krajinovic knocking out Kwon, and I'm going to have Puy knocking out Manarino.
Yeah, so Zhe is definitely out. That is confirmed.
Okay.
I've just checked on Twitter, and In's going to be a lucky loser, but we don't know who that lucky loser is.
All right, well, that's changed I'm going Basilashvili to go through instead now then.
Okay.
And then Basilashvili can head up that little section.
All good. Better to know, though. We'd be disappointing otherwise. Gives us a fighting chance at least.
Yeah, exactly. A lucky loser. It'd be like Tom Over, mate. She got to the semi-finals, though. Right, Krajinovic is going to head up this little section for me.
I'm tempted to go Kwon to beat Krajinovic.
I am as well, but I'm going with the home man.
Yeah, okay. You tempted me. I'll have him then.
I reckon Kwon can do it, mate, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So let's move down a bit. We've got Del Bonis, really good player. Been playing in some good form as well. And this is probably one of the better sections, I would say. These bottom 8 here, or 7, I know there's one by with Monfils, but there's some good players. So
yeah,
I think it's going to be tricky, but we don't know who the qualifier is going to be. I think Del Bonis beats all of them personally. He's been really playing well,
very well
in times. So I'm quite confident in his ability. Radu Albert versus Montero. Montero's been going through the mill, not playing well whatsoever. Albert on the clay, not really his surface. He can do it. I'm sure, but I'm not seeing enough. So I'm just going to go Montero.
Oh, I mean, that's like the worst of two evils. You got Montero, who's lost, I think, 1, 2, 7 of his last 8. And then you've got Albert on a 4-match losing skid, and he hasn't won a set in his last 3 matches. Yeah, Montero then. At least he's won a set in his last matches, and he's been playing on clay. That's my reasoning for that. Rinderknecht is back after his marathon match with Cam Norrie and playing well in Lyon. Was it Lyon or Geneva? No, it was Lyon. Yeah. Sorry. Get confused with those two. Yeah, I'm going to go Rinderknecht to beat him, the qualifier.
Yeah, me too, mate. Rinderknecht to advance, beat the qualifier. Gal Monfils gets the bye. And this is what I tried jumping to this right at the beginning because it's probably one of the most fascinating matchups of the whole tournament. Gal Monfils versus the young. So the old Frenchman versus the young Frenchman. The guy who's looking really good right now. Monfils short of confidence. Things aren't going well. Could it be the changing of the guard? We've got Roland Garros coming up. We know how much the French fans get behind their hometown and home players. Rinderknecht could be a great opportunity for him to sort of cement himself as, what, I'm here to stay. I'm a really serious player. I can beat someone like a Gal Monfils now. Look at me kind of thing. Or is Monfils going to look at this as an opportunity to be like, I'm not letting these young kids come through and tell me I'm finished. I'm going to be winning. I know I've not been winning many matches, but I can still do it. So it's a tough
Well,
one.
it's a real tough one, mate. Considering how well Rinderneck's been playing, I've been getting his name wrong for some reason. I kept on calling him Anders. It's Arthur Rinderneck.
Yeah.
Don't know why I was calling that. But look who he's beaten: Yannick Sinner, Mikhail Weimer, and taken Norrie, who absolutely destroyed Karen Hatchinov today, 6-1, 6-1. He took him all the way to 3. Could have possibly beaten him had there not been a rain delay. So I think the form is on his side. I would say, and I would go with Rinderneck to beat Monfils.
Yeah, probably smart, but I don't want to accept it.
I
I'm one of
know.
them stubborn people who just will not accept that Monfils is struggling. And I've gone against him a lot recently. I'm gonna back Monfils in this tournament.
Nice.
So I'm gonna have him advancing, beating Rinderneck. I'll have Del Bonis beating Montero.
Yeah.
And if I was sensible, I'd probably have Del Bonis beating Monfils, to be fair. But if Monfils just beat Rinderneck, why can't he beat Del Bonis? Go on, Gal. I think Gal's going to make it, mate, to the semi-finals.
I hope you're right. I'm going with Del Bonis to head up my section. I think he'll be too experienced on clay court for Rinderneck. That's my personal opinion.
So semi-final time. Right at the top, I've got Novak Djokovic versus Shardy. At the bottom, I've got Krajinovic and Monfils. So I've got a Serbian in both halves.
Yep.
I'm not going to mess around. Djokovic makes it to the final. I'll be absolutely dismayed. I can't see anyone in the top half really troubling him. I feel like maybe Shardy could do something and take a set if he's like super lucky and playing excellently. But even that is a massive push. Djokovic, I think, walks to the final in second gear without probably dropping a set, if I'm honest.
I think he beats Basashvili comfortably as well if he was to face him. I go down to is this the other semi-final? Del Bonis. I've got Krajinovic. Is your one?
Mine's different to yours completely. I've got Krajinovic. Oh no, you've got Krajinovic, didn't you?
Yeah, Krajinovic, Del Bonis.
I've got Krajinovic, Monfils.
Well,
I think Del Bonis really in this section is probably the most sensible of picks based off form. But then Monfils is the most quality in this bracket in terms of what he's produced in the past. Krajinovic is that young guy who can challenge and has played well in the past, not right now. So that's why we've all got a good say of who we think could be there. I think all of our selections you can warrant. Saying all of that, I'm just going to go. I think Monfils, this is the end of the line for him. I'm not sure if he even makes it that far. I'm going to go Krajinovic.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'm going Del Bonis to beat Krajinovic. Set up a final of Novak Djokovic, Del Bonis. There's part of me, I was so impressed with Djokovic in the match against Nadal, in the match against Tsitsipas, in the match against Sonego. I think he's just going to I think he can win this tournament if he wants to at a canter. And I think it will be good to get a win under his belt just going into the French Open. And he'll be there full of confidence if so. I don't think he's going to want to. I see some people in the chat
because he's not won a tournament, is he? Since Australian Open, is that right? He's not won a tournament on clay this year, Djokovic. So it'd be nice for him to get one under his belt. I think he's going to take it seriously, especially considering it's in Belgrade. He took the last one very serious. I just think he'd come up against a man who was he had the devil inside of him in Aslan Karatsev. He was just infused. He just did not know how to lose that day. It was incredible. So personally, Djokovic wins this. I think most people are going to have him winning it. I'll be shocked if he doesn't. I'll be honest. I don't know where he's going to lose, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think, I can't see him getting beaten by anybody. The only reason he lost the last one was because Karatsev was just being Karatsev on that day, and it was unplayable. That Djokovic was in full-on defense mode. I don't see anybody in this draw who can do that same thing to him. There's no Berrettini. There's no...
Wait, listen to this. This is funny. 12 travel 21. Saying Shardy could take a set off. I think I said that. He said they've played 14 times. Shardy's never taken a set. I feel like I watched one that was quite close. There must have been a tie break. I don't know. But I'm not surprised. I think Djokovic has this head-to-head with a lot of players on tour.
I think it was when he beat Medvedev. Everyone got so super hyped on Shardy that now we pick him much more than we would have done before, I think.
Yeah.
We love Shardy anyway. Great player. He'll be playing till he's like 60, I think.
Yeah, listen to this final. We've got Vance going. I've got Delbon East Basel final with Basel winning. I don't know how he's managed that. I'd love to know, Vance. Who do you have knocking Djokovic out?
Probably Basilashvili, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Mate, I think it's one of those things, though. Basilashvili's won a couple. Hasn't he won 2 tournaments this year already? So,
Yeah. No one's won more
it's possible.
tournaments than him.
Well, has anyone won the same amount as him, though? I think.
Potentially.
Surely.
Yeah.
I think so.
Anyway,
Well.
that sort of concludes Belgrade. I guess it's time to give our dark horse selections. Let us know in the chat, guys, who your dark horses are. While Ben's having a look, just want to say shout out to everyone who's joined us. Good to see a lot of interaction in the chat. If you haven't already, please give us a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Dark horse, Ben. Who is it?
Mate, I was just trying to save the brackets, not saving for some reason. Oh, so I just saved and got rid of everything. My dark horse is going to be Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo.
I know you're one anyway.
I don't think you do.
It's got to be Rinderneck, surely.
Nah.
No?
Me. I don't think. I think there's some players that could definitely knock him out. There's so many Serbians in this. So I don't know if he'll get past.
Yeah, they're all seeded, though.
Yeah, but there's this part of me that doesn't think it's possible.
Okay, then I'll give mine then. While you're dilly-dallying, I'm going to give Suwoo Kwon as my dark horse. I think if he gets through a Krajinovic, I don't fancy anyone below him to struggle him. I think they'll win whoever that is, to be fair. Either out of Pure or Manarino or Verdasco. So I think Suwoo Kwon, as a little run, could get to the semi-final. Never know what's going to happen from there. He's on the side what avoids Djokovic, so he could have a run to the final. Could we see Suwoo Kwon make it all the way to the final and stun Djokovic in Belgrade? He's my dark horse, the Suwoo Kwon. Let's go,
mate. For me, there's no unseeded player that I could pick. So
it's
I'm just going to go Jeremy Chardy. There you go.
Oh, right,
He's
fair
my dark horse, just for you. Hopefully, he faces Djokovic and takes a set. That's what I'm hoping. And JG's predictions will ring.
No,
true.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's capable. Maybe he can do it, but then he probably isn't because he's never done it before.
Happen now, mate. If it happens now, it's called. JG's called it.
We've got Andrew in the chat saying Ryan the next his dark horse. That's good.
Wow, it's a good person to have as a dark horse. Young player who's going to be fit. He's still going to be fresh after the last tournament, full of confidence.
So Vance, yeah, he's gone for Basel over Novak, like you said.
Ooh.
So interesting one. But anyway, guys, we're going to wrap that one up there. We're going to be doing another draw preview in about 10 minutes' time. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. We're going to be doing Parma and the women's Strasbourg. So see you guys in about 5 minutes' time. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
See you guys.